Welcome to the Silverthorne Pulse. I'm Kim Jardam. I'm here today with Town Manager Ryan Highland, and we are here to summarize the October 9th, 2024 work session and Town Council meeting for you. So Ryan, let's begin with the work session. We had a discussion item regarding the microtransit pilot project update. So the Summit Transit Director was there to give an update about this program that's coming up in the fall.
Yeah, he was there along with a representative from VIA, who is the contractor that's been hired to work on this pilot project. So some studies have been done in the past about is it feasible that we might be able to look at a microtransit opportunity in Summit County, and the study came back and said, yeah, that's feasible. And so county went out and did a request for proposal, and that's how the VIA contractor ended up in the room the other night talking about the launch of the pilot project. So I guess maybe for Silverthorne residents, there is a Silverthorne and Dillon zone, and so they will be a part of this pilot opportunity. And when this gets rolling, essentially I think the phrasing is first mile and last mile. And so, you know, it's a little bit similar to an Uber analogy where you're on your phone and you're ordering that ride up. It's a little different in that it really is not from your initial point to your final destination, but get picked up, get to a transit station, and then use that transit, the bus system to get somewhere. And then on the other end, if you need to go that last mile, you could do the same thing through VIA. So exciting opportunity. Again, there's the Silverthorne-Dillon zone, the Frisco zone, and the Breck zone, and it's not designed to get you from one end of the county to the other through that actual VIA service, but get you maybe from a Silverthorne neighborhood to the transfer station, and then maybe take that to Breck, and once you hit Breck, then use VIA again to get to your location. So, launching pretty soon, and appreciate all the work that county staff and everybody at Summit Stage and VIA have put into this.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So we had another discussion item regarding the 2025 budget, the special revenue and enterprise funds.
Yeah, it's budget season, and so the work sessions of late have been aimed at budget. Previously, we'd done the general fund and the capital fund, which are kind of the really the largest funds that we have and fund the basic services, so snow plowing, police services, and construction of facilities. What we did on the 9th was looked at a couple of our special revenue and our enterprise funds. So when we talk about enterprise funds, they're really kind of freestanding funds that are self-contained, if you will. So water and sewer and our stormwater, all of the funds that go into those through the user fees that we all pay are self-contained, and that operates kind of like its own small business. So went through those funds. Also, we have the special revenue funds, so things like our nicotine tax, our housing funding, our development excise funds, and going through each of those. And then also we had our Urban Renewal Authority as a separate budget. That's a separate legal entity, but it's essentially the town council wearing a different hat. And then also the Joint Sewer Authority budget. So we have in Silverthorne our own water and sewer department, but then we manage for a number of agencies the Joint Sewer Authority. And so we went through that budget. This is all in preparation of the formal adoption of the budget. We're back at council on October 23rd and then again on November 13th. So if anybody is interested in getting a preview in what will be in the final budget at those hearings, you can always go look up the old agenda and pour through all of the numbers, but that's a quick summary of the funds that we ran through at the work session.
Great. And so just a reminder for Silverthorne residents, we're going through a water meter replacement program at this time, and we have quite a few residents that have been able to take care and get their water meter replaced, but we're encouraging the rest of the folks to do so as well.
Getting toward the tail end of that project, and so need everybody to get signed up. And we did talk about that during this item, because rates and fees is one of the things that we also talk about for the budget planning. And yeah, you mentioned a lot of people have signed up. I think we have over 1,800 of the accounts who have gone through that replacement process, a lot of people who are scheduled. But then we have a little over 600 accounts that have not responded yet. And we've done a lot of outreach We understand everybody's busy, but we've been doing emails and mailings, and I've gone through it. You probably have it. It's super simple. There's a QR code if you go to our website, and you just need to know what your account number is. You put it in, calendar comes up, you can pick a 2-hour window on any day. So we need folks to do that, and we are going to put a fee moving forward if at a certain point folks haven't signed up, because if they haven't, we're going to be operating 2 systems, and there'll be an expense related to the old software system. So we've got to get everybody transitioned over. So encouraging everybody to go to the website, put that in there, and get signed up.
Excellent. Under town manager reports and updates, there was a discussion regarding a joint meeting that's coming up on October 29th between the Board of County Commissioners and Town Council. And the Board of County Commissioners was reached out to us looking for topics that the Town Council would like to discuss. So
yeah, great to have an opportunity occasionally to have a joint meeting between the Commissioners and the Town Council. And they've invited the Council to their October 29th meeting. And so we just had a conversation about a few of the topics that we might want to have a conversation about. And we've got a partnership on the Wildflower Nature School over in the Smith Ranch, and so we'll have some updates there. Obviously, the all-county wildfire evacuation planning process that's underway, and we've got a new sustainability plan in Silverthorne, so I think Council will want to share some of that with the Commissioners and anything else that anyone wants to talk about. So, public meeting for anyone that wants to tune in on the 29th between the Council and the Commissioners.
Great. And there was an update on Recreation Center financing, which was great news.
Yeah. We've got a lot of planning underway on the Recreation Center expansion, and then on the financing side, the financing mechanism, certificates of participation are what they're called, and we had a great opportunity there with lots of interest. I think we had $29 million is the amount that we need to have to build that facility. We had $111 million in orders for that, so the interest was very high. It was oversubscribed, and that allowed the finance folks that we're working with to get that interest rate down to 3.79. So we're very happy about that. That's a 20-year structure on that deal, and at the 10-year mark, we could look at refinancing if that is an opportunity that makes sense at the time. So planning continues. If folks are interested in some of those designs, those will be coming to Council as we look at modifying the site plan for the whole site, and then also just all of the construction details. But the funding is in place, so we're very happy about that.
Great. Moving into the regular council meeting, we started off with staff comments, and there was a swearing in of a new officer, police officer Brandon Bynes, who comes to us with several years of experience. Yeah,
and Brandon also represents a fully staffed police department. So in addition to being happy and welcoming him, there was also a lot of excitement in the room about being fully staffed as a police department for the first time in a long time. We still have some folks in training, so not technically fully deployed, but fully staffed, and also kind of comes at the same time that our police chief, Alice Carey, is celebrating her 1-year anniversary. So the mayor provided some kudos to her on all the work that she's done over the year, including getting up to full staffing.
Great. And also during staff comments, you had an opportunity to speak because you wanted to lay out how our meetings are run. We had several people in the room that were interested in speaking.
We had a full house, and so wanted to make sure that everybody understood the flow of the evening. We did have an executive session in the meeting, and so that is confidential, and so town council and staff excused themselves for that portion, and just wanted to make sure everybody understood where public comment would be taken and the flow of the evening. So yeah, that's how we started.
And then we moved into consent calendar, and of course the town council minutes are always a part of that. Mm-hmm. They get approved from the last meeting, and then there was a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with the Summit School District for Silverthorne Elementary for a school resource officer program, which is really exciting.
Yeah, very exciting opportunity to collaborate with the Silverthorne Elementary School, and we had one of our officers who was very interested in the school resource officer program, got trained to do that, and then we worked with the school to figure out what would be a great starting point to kind of pilot and test test out a new model. So 4 hours a day, Tuesday through Friday. We will have one of our officers there who, again, is trained as a school resource officer, and the town is covering the cost of that. Feels it's really important. I think the council and the police department make sure we've got the safest environment we can, and really work on that collaboration between our police department and the school. And it's just great for students, the staff, law enforcement. So we're excited to be kicking that off, and that is underway now.
Wonderful. And so then the council and staff excuse themselves for about 15 to 20 minutes for an executive session related to negotiations regarding the purchase of open space property, and then came back into the room. And at that moment, that was when there were several people that wanted to speak to an upcoming action item in the agenda.
Yeah, so we had a staff presentation on the opportunity, as we've talked about before, for the town to purchase the Low Ranch, which is in between really the Ruby Ranch, Willowbrook, and Willow Creek Highlands neighborhood. It's an 11-acre parcel, and the town's intention there is to preserve that as open space. There's a lot of conversation with the council and the public about future trails potentially, and that is something that's called for in our Parks and Open Space Master Plan. However, that would be a separate planning effort down the road. The action item that was before council was the opportunity to purchase the property. And so after lots of, I don't know, about an hour and a half, I think, of council comments, staff presentation, public comments, council voted, and it was a unanimous vote to move forward with the purchase of that property. This was first reading, and so we will be back again in 2 weeks, another opportunity for public comment, and it takes 2 readings of an ordinance to purchase a property. So we'll be back with the same topic in 2 weeks.
And that wrapped up our meeting for October 9th, 2024. We thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.